Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Aquarian Mind Podcast. Today's podcast, episode number 155. I'm your host, Jamel Crothers. It's Wednesday Motivation and Inspiration, and today I want to talk about people who inspire you. Now, I want you guys to find 5 people who inspire you. That is the major topic of discussion today. Quick quote by Amy Poehler. Find a group of people who challenge and inspire you. Spend a lot of time with them, and it will change your life. So, to get things started, I want to ask you an important question. Who inspires you? Who motivates and inspires you daily? Who gives you that drive and push when you need it? Is it a family member, an entrepreneur, or a close friend? I ask this because sometimes we don't even realize someone is inspiring us to be great. And this podcast is important to me because I have found some inspiring people on my journey. And I've talked about it at great length in previous podcasts. But if you're listening for the first time, I'll tell you. Gary Vaynerchuk, Eric Thomas, Inky Johnson, Randall Pitch, and Simon Sinek. Gary Vaynerchuk works in media. Eric Thomas is a motivational speaker. Inky Johnson is a motivational speaker after having a catastrophic injury where his NFL dreams were derailed by having a paralyzing injury to his arm. Randall Pitch is an entrepreneur of 3 major companies in the apparel line and skateboarding industry. And Simon Sinek is a businessman and entrepreneur in many different aspects in corporate America. And they've all inspired me in some way or shape or form daily, and they all have a purpose and they strive for greatness in everything that they do. Now, those 5 have played such an important role in my writing journey and all the other things that I work on daily. And that's why I'm telling you that you guys need to find 5 people who inspire you and you follow their lead. Because the people who inspire and motivate you should be those who live life with intention, purpose, and impacting others. Now, these people don't have to be entrepreneurs or motivational speakers like mine are. They just have to be people you look up to. The people who inspire me understand the value they bring to people in their lives every day. That's what I aspire to be and want to become through my writing and everything else that I do. Now, my passion and love for what I do drives me, and I spend a lot of my days watching videos, listening to these inspiring figures, and, taking a little bit from all of them. They all have different drives, personalities, and approaches to how they do things, and that's what I love about all of them. Now, there is someone else that does inspire me, and, I've told her, and, she's someone who, I've grown to know over the past year, and, I definitely had to, tell her, the way you carry yourself and the way you live your life, I'm glad that I'm part of your journey in some way. And, she's able to push me a little bit some days. So that's something that I appreciate. So what I need you guys to do is to really take the time to think about people who will inspire you to strive for greatness. And, if you don't have 5, all you really need is 1. And, pretty much you're good to go. There are just so many people who are, living life right, doing the right things, and also being transparent in what they're dealing with and what they're going through with sharing their life experiences. And, I know a lot of people, they look up to Oprah, or they look up to Jay-Z or Kevin Hart, or whoever it is that, really gives you that drive to, go after it. The Rock, he's been such a motivational factor to his work ethic and what he does. And, so you never know, who you're inspiring. I inspire myself sometimes, and I push myself to be, a great person on a daily basis, and I'm always a work in progress. And trust me, the people that I follow are always works in progress themselves, and that's a beautiful thing. And they're transparent in what they're dealing with in their lives. So Um, if it's not 5, maybe it's 3, or maybe it's 2, or even if it's just 1. That's all you need. And, you know, make sure that if it's a person that you know personally, or someone that is close to you in your inner circle and in your life, that you do let them know that they are a motivating and inspiring factor to your life, because they will appreciate it. Believe me when I tell you. Um, when people come to me and they say, your move across the country inspired me to, want to move, out of the state myself. That's inspiring to me. I know that my move across the country literally changed about 3 or 4 people's lives, and they saw me do it and say, okay, well, then I can do it myself. And a couple of people have left New York and have moved to different states and were able to, get to where they wanted to be. Um, me being a writer and author and self-publishing books and things like that, um, it allowed, other people to want to publish their books, and I was able to help them, get to where they wanted to be, and have their books of their own self-published themselves. And I, gave them, what they needed, the blueprint, in order to get to, that status of being a self-published author. I've helped about 3 or 4 people with that journey, and I'm glad that I'm able to do that. And I share, a good amount of things about myself on Twitter and my thoughts, even though it's like about 10% of what I think in my head. But I'm thankful that I'm able to do that on a regular basis, and I'm very happy and more fulfilled with the journey and what I'm doing for others than any amount of like monetary gain that I get from the things that I am writing, right? So stay motivated, stay inspired, and if you don't have those 1 or 2 people, you'll find them. Take time, and explore yourself, learn about yourself and who you are, and then find people who cater to like what you need in your life. So with that said, that's my podcast for today. It's short, it's quick, it's simple. I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to over talk. That's just not me. It's not how I do things. So I'll leave it at that. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Be good, everyone, and go accomplish your goals.